Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to the Psalm TV Morning Show. Psalm TV, as you know, is the pulse of the nation. I am Abraham Minor Joda. It's a good day. It's a brand new day filled with possibilities. And as we set the tone for today, let's remember the words of later Professor Chinua Achebe, who said, every generation must recognize and embrace the tasks it is peculiarly designed by history and by providence to perform. At Psalm TV, we believe that task is nation building, a collective responsibility we must all shoulder. Stay with us this morning as we bring you the stories, insights, and conversations shaping our country and our future. Today, I will be with you on this morning show, and the number will be displayed on the TV screen, so you can call in, and also on our Facebook platform, you can send in your message to be part of this program. So you'll be my guest this morning, and you'll be my analyst. So let us go to the weather reports straight away. For the weather report across Nigeria this morning, Wednesday, August 20, 2025. Jalingo, Taraba State, the temperature this morning stands at 23 degrees with mild conditions expected throughout the day. Residents should anticipate partly cloudy skies with a chance of light showers in the afternoon. Lagos State, currently at 22 degrees. Lagos will experience humid conditions with scattered clouds. Light rain showers may occur in parts of the city, so commuters are advised to plan accordingly. Then across Nigeria, Jos remains cool at 19 degrees with overcast skies and a chance of light rain. Kano and Sokoto are relatively warmer at 24 degrees with dry and partly sunny conditions expected. Port Harcourt and Osogbo are 21 degrees, are likely to experience cloudy weather with intermittent rainfall. Enugu, Aba, Benin City, Calabar, and Katsina are steady around 23 degrees with humid and cloudy conditions. Maiduguri records at 24 degrees, mostly dry with clear skies in the morning, but warmer as the day progresses. Well, for the regional outlook, rain-bearing clouds remain active across southern and central states, while northern areas will generally stay warm and dry. Isolated thunderstorms are possible in parts of the north, east, and south by evening. So, well, that is the weather reports today from Psalm TV. Stay safe, Plan your day with the weather in mind and keep tuned for more updates. Thank you very much. That is the weather report for today. So let's go to the papers. This morning, let's start with the Daily Trust. We'll start the morning papers with the Daily Trust. So you can call into the show and contribute to what the discussion. The Daily Trust says 2025 Hajj, NACON Commissioner Director detained over misappropriation of funds. Then we have Humanitarian Day, our story by aid workers. Then inside Alaafin needs renewed supremacy battle. Then EFCC places Mele Kyari on watch list as court freezes accounts. NBA to federal government release Osun LG funds. Wike rejects PDP Ibadan convention plan. Colleges of Education can run degree programs. That is minister. Excuse me. Then the major headline says we were attacked during prayers. That is the Katsina Mosque killing. That's a very sad story there coming from Katsina. Let's see what survivors of an attack on a mosque in Katsina State said they were attacked in the early hours of Thursday while observing the Subi morning prayer. Members of the Gidan Mantau community, which is less than 10 kilometers from Malufashi town of Katsina State, who spoke on Daily Trust yesterday, said about 23 people died in the incident, but the state government said 13 worshippers were killed. It was also gathered that many others sustained varying degrees of injuries following the attack. The incident occurred just a day after Governor Diko Rada began a 3-week medical leave, transferring power to his deputy, Malam Farouk Lawal. This attack also comes 18 months after a similar assault on worshippers observing Isha, that is the night prayers in Yagoje village, Kankara local government area within the same state. Sources quoted the survivors of the latest attack as saying that the incident happened around 5 a.m. shortly after they've started Subi prayers. They heard the sound of gunshots while praying. The attackers killed some people and injured others, one of the sources said. Daily Trust gathered that the attackers were on a reprisal mission after the community members had successfully ambushed them, killing many and seizing their weapons and operational motorcycles. A resident who requested anonymity said the number of casualties could be higher as many were taken to the hospital in critical condition. The number of those who died has risen to 27 from what we heard regarding those taken to the hospital, the sources say. While confirming the incident, Dr. Nasir Mazu, the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, said it was a retaliatory attack. The Muslim members of the community were praying in the mosque during the Fajr prayers when the criminal elements started shooting sporadically, he said. The commissioner added that the state government immediately sent security reinforcement and support measures to the affected community. The attack was in retaliation of the community's successful defense effort 2 days earlier. Mazu stated the people of Gidan Mantau decided to lay ambush. So from what we've gathered from this story, the people of Gidan Mantau came together as a people and were able to subdue these bandits 2 days earlier. And the bandits, in a very, very cowardly manner, decided to attack the town while they were observing the Islamic prayers in the mosques. It's a very, very callous way, and it shows that these criminals, they have no respect for God, no respect for man, no respect for humanity, and just simply cowards who look for vulnerable people to attack. So we're calling on the government of Katsina State and also the federal government and all the security agencies to ensure that the perpetrators of this act are brought to book to see an incident like this, quite unfortunate. It's not only in Katsina, but it happens across the country. Should be properly investigated and also done in such a way that it is prevented. At this case now, what we just want to hear is that there's been apprehension, that people have been arrested and prosecuted. Their supply chain, their sponsors, their base should, at least by now, should be known where these people operate from, because people keep saying they know where their base is, they even have some form of interactions with them. But we've seen cases whereby they come to have meeting with government officials in a bid to make peace. And we've also seen cases whereby even community interact with them in order to make peace when the issues get too much. So I think the military has to do something about it. The government also has to show the political will, the willpower that, yes, no part of Nigeria should be threatened by any criminal whatsoever. So you can call in and tell us what's your view on that particular situation in Katsina State and also across Nigeria, because we not only having these issues in Katsina, but also in many places across Nigeria. The number to call is 0704 919 8503. I'll call that again, 0704 919 8503. That is the number to call. And you can also comment on our Facebook page, that is Some TV. On Facebook, we are Some TV. So you can comment there and we will ensure that we read your message. Now, going to the next paper, let's go to the Punch. The Punch, okay. Wike fires shot at Amechi Babachir, trashes ADC, story on page 30. RMAFC faces backlash over pay raise for political office holders, stories on page 2. Court blocks ex-NNPCL boss accounts amid EFCC probe, stories on page 3. And Yoruba elders weighed in as Alaafin Oni fuel escalate, stories on page 2. Okay, I think we have a caller here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Some TV Morning Show. What's the name and where are you calling from? Hello? Oh, we lost that call there. Okay, yeah. Keep your calls, keep coming in. Then, excuse me. Okay, Texas government unites to woo foreign investors via new platform. Oh, that's quite interesting. Then the ex-NNPCL spokesman canvasses tax relief for media houses. Okay. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Oh, I think we... Hello? I couldn't hear a word of what that person was saying there. Then we have our church attackers have ties to Al-Shabaab, says DSS. And then by-election winners get certificate of return on Thursday, says INEC. So all those who participated and won the last elections, by-elections will be getting their certificate of returns on Thursday. Then we have capital projects crumble as state cuts spending, and governors citing security red tape for 2.7 trillion naira capital spending in 6 months amid rising travel wage bill. Let us take that story from the Punch. We have procurement delays, worsening insecurity, and rising cost of goods and services have emerged as major reasons several state governments failed to meet their capital expenditure targets in the first month of 2025, the Punch reports. Finding from state's second quarter budget implementation report revealed that capital spending across many states remained significantly below expectation despite ambitious budgetary provision designed to accelerate infrastructure growth. A fresh breakdown of state government's expenditure between January and June 2025 showed that 31 states collectively disbursed 2.75 trillion for capital projects. However, this figure represents only a fraction of the 17.51 trillion they have budgeted for capital expenditure in the 2025 fiscal year. The budget performance of these figures is about 15.7%, meaning that the 31 states achieved less than 1/5 of their capital expenditure target in the first half of 2025. Then our performance has delayed critical infrastructure projects and deepened hardship for citizens who rely on improved roads, schools, hospitals, and water systems. This is also coming on the ease of the fact that the state earmarked 11.34 trillion to finance capital projects, but eventually recorded a funding gap of 3.98 trillion in 2024. As revenue shortfalls, rising wage bill, and heavy debt servicing weakened their fiscal capacity. This year's half-year performance suggests that the same structural challenge remain unresolved. And according to experts, our capital spending is the fund disbursed by the state on long-term investment aimed at improving infrastructure services of the economy. These expenditures are typically used for projects that have lasting benefits, such as building roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, public transport system, and other essential infrastructure to foster economic growth, improve quality of life, and ensure better public services for citizens. And last month, President Bola Tinubu urged state governors to prioritize Nigerians' welfare by investing more in our future, putting more money into rural electrification, agricultural mechanization, poverty eradication, and improve infrastructure investment. So he went on to say, I want to appeal to you, let us change the story of our people in the rural areas. Then if you look at this, you will see that the governors are not doing enough. We will find out that the fiscal performance of each state, utilizing data from Q1 to Q2 budget performance reports obtained from each state website, reveal the scale of the challenges. The breakdown shows sharp contrast in budget performance across the country, with 31 states collectively spending 2.75 trillion on capital projects and 2.35 trillion on recurrent expenditure between January and June 2025. Analysis of state second quarter budget implementation reports revealed that while some states channel the bulk of their resources into infrastructure and development projects, others lean heavily on recurrent costs such as salaries, allowances, and overheads. Enugu State recorded the highest capital to recurrent ratio, with 81.9% of its total expenditure going into capital projects, compared to 22.06 billion for recurrent. The 27.1% is performance. Okay. Bayelsa 69%, Kebbi 68% follow closely. Okay, let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello. Sorry for that. Imo State led a pack on infrastructure development with 188.1 billion channeled into capital expenditure compared to just 50 billion on recurrent. Enugu followed closely, committing 99.59 billion to capital projects against 22.06 billion for making it the most capital-focused state in terms of percentage allocation. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Princess. My name is Princess.
Okay, Princess, where are you calling from?
I'm from Mina.
Oh, good morning. How is Mina today?
Fine.
Okay, what do you have? What do you want to contribute to the discussions? Hello? Oh, we lost Princess from Mina there. You can call back and tell us. We've been having discussions on the state of the nation. We've looked at the Katsina mosque killing, and we are looking at the state capital projects, capital projects so far across Nigeria. Good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, let us look at other states that lean towards capital, included Borno, 92.99 billion, as against 61.59 for recurrent. Gombe, 93.99 as against 52.25 for recurrent. Jigawa, 82.99 as against 56.63 billion. Kebbi, 78.86 as against 36.81 for recurrent, and Zamfara 51.1 billion as against 37.57 billion. At the other extreme, several states recorded higher recurrent spending than capital, raising concern about long-term development projects. Kogi was the worst, was the most recurrent heavy, spending 133.22 billion recurrent compared to 73.16 on capital. Ekiti followed with 101.1 billion recurrent as against 56.1 billion capital, while Osun allocated only 87.37 billion to recurrent and only 57.1 billion to capital. Oyo also tilted towards consumption, disbursing 129 billion recurrent against 110 for capital projects. Ogun balanced closely, spreading 157.15 billion recurrent and 156.6 on capital. Similarly, Bauchi, Kano, Nasarawa, and that order. While Taraba State spent 57.88 billion recurrent against 24.17 billion capital. All this lean more towards recurrent expenditure. So this shows that there's a need for more states to spend on capital expenditure, and we'll see that more of those states, their spending on recurrent is quite heavy compared to capital. So these are some of the things that is affecting our growth in this country, because if the subnationals are more concerned with recurrent expenditure and there is no development in the area of capital projects, then we will remain a backward nation. So let's go to another story, to another paper, taking the Punch. Okay, let's look at the leadership. The leadership, a chieftaincy title, Torso. Alafin is a comedian on his aid. This is quite, the story is on from page 28. Ibom Air, NCAA meets AVSEC cabin crew Emerson today. Stories on page 4. Then court freezes Jazz Bank account linked to Meli Kyari. Then you have prayers have kept Nigeria together, IBB. And banks raised 2.5 trillion ahead of the capitalization deadline report. Stories on page 7. And then search intensifies, 22 still missing in Sokoto boat accident. Then ASU rejects inclusion in staff support loan scheme. Stories on page 7. 13 killed inside Katsina mosque. Stories on page 5. Then we have Amechi's presidential bid dead on arrival, says Wike. Let's take that story. The battle, the political battle between former Governor Rotimi Amechi and former Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State is well documented. They've been on the since I think 2023 or 2012 or since 2013, 2012 thereabout. They've been at loggerheads with each other, and the battle is still on. So Amaechi presidential bid is dead on arrival, says Wike. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has declared that his predecessor and political rival, Rotimi Amaechi's presidential ambition, will come to nothing, describing it as dead on arrival. According to Wike, if Amaechi runs for president in 2027 general election as the candidate of the coalition African Democratic Congress, it will fail. Wike made his comments on Tuesday during the appearance on Channels Television's Politics Today program. He dismissed Amaechi's chances of securing a presidential ticket and winning the support of the Nigerian electorate. Amaechi, a former Minister of Transportation, who was runner-up in the All Progressive Congress presidential primary won by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in 2022, recently defected to the ADC in pursuit of his presidential ticket for the 2027 poll. However, the FCT minister, who served as governor of Rivers State immediately after Amaechi's 8-year tenure, expressed absolute confidence that his predecessor will fail. He knows he won't get the ticket, he said. He knows the president's weakness and how to defeat him, but he also knows the president's weakness in 2022 when the president defeated him mercilessly in the primary, Wike said. The FCT minister went further to have said that Amaechi stood no chance of flying the ADC flag in the 2027 election. Nigerians know the last person they will give a ticket to because they know it. Amaechi's bid is dead on arrival, that Wike said. Wike also launched a personal attack on Amaechi's record, questioning his fitness to combat corruption and uphold good governance. He specifically accused Amaechi of blatant disregard for judiciary and the rule of law during his time as governor of Rivers State. Meanwhile, Wike has defended President Bola Tinubu against criticism of leading an unapproachable administration, asserting that the government structure is designed for citizens to engage with ministers and aides, not solely the president. Wike argued that expecting the president to be personally accessible to every citizen is a misunderstanding of governance. The minister's comment was a direct rebuttal to recent claims by former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachi Lawa, who has described Tinubu administration as distant and unapproachable. When you say Mr. President is unapproachable and the government is unapproachable, what do you call government? Wike questioned, even as he elaborated on the principles of delegation and teamwork that underpin the federal executive. Well, these are the comments made by the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, on a television program. Today's Politics on Politics Today on Channels TV. So, well, if you want to read more about the story, you can read it on the Leadership newspaper. So let's go to another paper here. Okay, let's go to the Vanguard. Okay, let's go to the Vanguard. On the Vanguard, Edwin Cardoso strengthen fiscal monetary partnership. Stories on page 19. 2027, Amaechi's presidential bid dead on arrival, says Wike. NBA writer AGF demand release of Osun local government funds. Bandits killed 13 worshippers in Katsina Mosque. Then we have NCA summons Ibon Air cabin crew Emerson for further investigation. And Alaafin's ultimatum, empty threat from a dead empire on his spokesman. Our Catholic Church attackers are linked with foreign terrorist group, DSS tells courts. Abuja court freezes 4 bank accounts linked to ex-NNPCL boss Kyari. The vision restore our Vanguard is changing lives. Okay. The U.S. report raises concerns over security justice in Nigeria. That is on the Vanguard. Let us take that story from the Vanguard. The United States government has raised concern over security and justice delivery in the country, citing cases of enforced disappearances and arbitrary detention. The presidency, in a swift reaction last night, said the country's judicial system was not only addressing concern about lengthy pretrial periods alongside other issues, but that the federal government is also stabilizing the naira and recalibrating the economy generally. However, in this country reports on human rights practices for 2024, released by the Department of State Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor, the U.S. also identified lengthy pretrial detention and delays as major challenges facing justice delivery in Nigeria. The report also said the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira has been undermined by the continued depreciation of the naira. While quoting Amnesty International as saying the whereabouts of dozens of young men detained at SARS Akuzu, a former police station in Anambra State, remain unknown since disbursement of SARS in 2020. The report stated police and other security services had the authority to arrest individuals without a warrant if officials or reasonable suspect a person committed a crime. Security forces sometimes abuse this authority. The law requires subjects be brought before a magistrate court within 48 hours and have access to lawyers and family members. According to the law, initial pretrial detention orders were not to exceed 14 days. In some instances, government and security employees did not adhere to this regulation. The report noted further that bail provisions were often arbitrary, with suspects kept incommunicado and sometimes incarcerated indefinitely in investigative detention. And in their prosecution of corruption cases, law enforcement and intelligence agencies did not always follow due process, arresting suspects without appropriate arrest and search warrants, the report stated. Meanwhile, on the judiciary, the U.S. identified lengthy pretrial detention and delay as major challenges, saying some detainees were held in pretrial detention for period equal or exceeding the maximum sentence for the accused crime. The shortage of trial judges, trial backlog, endemic corruption, bureaucratic inertia, and undue political influence seriously hamper the judicial system. Some detainees had their cases delayed because the Nigerian police force and the Nigerian prison service did not have the vehicles to transport them to court. Some individuals remained in detention because the authorities lost their case file. The report also said the new 70,000 minimum wage has been completely eroded by the continued devaluation of the naira. It noted that the new wage pegged at about $47.90 per month, has lost its value due to the naira trading at over 1,500 naira to the dollar. The report, which added that firms with fewer than 25 workers did not benefit from the wage increase, stated the National Minimum Wage Amendment Act 2024 doubled the minimum wage to 70,000 per month. Well, this is a report. You can get that report on the Vanguard of today, Wednesday. You will see the reports there. Well, this is where we draw the curtain on this segment of the morning show. We really appreciate you. And for those that called, that we couldn't really communicate well due to some probably network issues, we say we can call again when we come back from this short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
Let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 24/7 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient and affordable 24/7 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State. Unlock seamless 247 financial transactions, easy loans, and rewarding savings with our innovative mobile banking solution. Taraba Online Market. Buy and sell local and exotic products. Connect with suppliers and grow your businesses 247 with our vibrant e-commerce platform. TBS e-learning. Access a wall of knowledge with our comprehensive online courses and myriad of professional programs. SuperSub. Unlock exclusive subscription-based services, discounts, and reward. Don't miss this groundbreaking products and services. Join us as we all celebrate in the future and experience the future today. Taraba Business School and Taraba News, empowering your future 247. Ascend to the future. Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance, and commerce are at your fingertips 247. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Som TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news, and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Som TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient, and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State. unlock seamless 24/7 financial transactions.